worse than 10 states.
I'd like to take a minute to thank our sponsor, Ecotherapy. These are the Eco Mints. They're made using state-of-the-art nanotechnology strength to CBD particles so that your body can actually use and benefit more from the hemp plant's magic. Little breath mints. They're amazing. I'm actually using the Rest mints. I take one every night before I go to bed. I sleep like a log. They've got other flavors that you can check out at their website below me. It says they've got like a revive for when you wake up. They've got a relax if you're just looking to chill. And you can find them all at their website, ecotherapycbd.com. And if you use the Worst in 10 promo code, you actually get 10% off all your purchases. So, Ecotherapy, check them out, guys.
Icing in your fridge?
No, why?
Well, I can put some icing.
I look like a fucking Betty Crocker to you?
You can put icing on like the cookies and make a sandwich like an Oreo.
That sounds good, but I didn't know cookies were coming, so I did not prepare.
Well, I didn't know if you just had icing laying around. I have icing laying around in my cabinet.
I'm sure you have everything laying around.
Icing or cool?
Yeah.
It is actual icing. And funny story, it is Betty Crocker icing.
Huh?
And it's like that, with the sour cream or cream cheese icing
That's
or
a good
something
one.
like that. It's fucking awesome. Like I'll buy like graham crackers and just like open up the bag of graham crackers, put icing on there and eat the graham crackers. Or they're not graham crackers, what are they called? Like the cinnamon ones with like the cinnamon sugar on top of the graham crackers?
I don't know.
Cinnamon graham crackers?
That might be what
Probably.
they're called. Now I could put like, I don't know. Now I'm really wanting to go home and eat those.
Well, about 55 minutes you can. You guys want to get started?
Yeah.
So, welcome back to Worse Than 10. I just found out from Nick today that it's called Parlay and not Parlor. So,
We're not on there.
No, we're not. And I had no idea. And I told my co-host outside, producer Stephen Sloan, Nick Perna, Marie Jolly, that I remember in 7th grade, for 2 months, I thought Poison was a chick band, and I thought they were hot. And when my friend told me they were all dudes, it was tough to wrap my head around. This is easier to accept, though.
Did you jerk off to Brett Michaels?
No. Not that you know of, or not that I'd ever been. You can't jerk off to a cassette tape cover.
But you could jerk off to Brett Michaels and like Rock of Love on VH1. You didn't sit there and watch that and be like, God damn it, he's still such a hot chick.
No, that never happened. All right.
Did you hear that pause? Did you see that pause?
Yeah.
He totally jerked off.
No, that was like, I can't believe that.
He
Just came out of your
totally
fucking
jerked
mouth.
off. He jerked off to Brett Michaels.
Hey, check out one of our sponsors, ecotherapycbd.com. You get 10% off if you use promo code WORSE10. And Smokin' Joe's provide the food tonight for us again. Barbecue and Olathe, and it was
You said Swedish meatballs and a sort of pasta.
Swedish meatballs and fettuccine
It was delicious.
and biscuits.
There was a biscuits, and the biscuits, if you put the fettuccine on the biscuits and you make a little sandwich out of that with one of sweet, oh
Yeah.
my God.
I'm
It was good.
sure that's probably what it was intended for, but
Why else would they give us biscuits? It's not breakfast.
I don't know. Did you guys win this week? Steven, did you win?
I did not.
You in both?
No, I got.
You didn't even set your lineup in one, right?
No, I said.
Oh, okay.
I did not have a good one.
No, but
He had 60. Okay, so I played him in one league, and the Worse Than 10 and the Worse Than 10 league. We had a rematch because he kicked my ass last week in the Vampire League. So it was me versus him. He had 65 total points on his team. I had 70 points.
Yeah,
It was
Ooh.
the worst game,
That's
like fantasy wise.
it was a complete shit show.
Yeah, like Kyler Murray, I think, scored like half his points.
and he had a good game.
He had a great game, but I mean, he unfortunately he was plagued by buys.
Yeah.
Russell
Yeah.
Wilson, I rely on too heavily, and if he has a shit game,
He did have a shit game this week,
and
and last week wasn't against the Bills either.
yeah, he has not been the most
No.
precious.
But now he's playing Arizona on Thursday. That should be a shootout.
We'll see, maybe, but yeah, that was like I was looking at. There were people that had more points in one game, like their game, than our 2 total points combined.
Yeah.
Like it was our game was pretty pathetic.
So Steven lost both. Well, he's still in. You're still like way up in contention.
5-5 and 6-5.
Oh,
Or I guess that's not possible. I'm.
it is. It's week 10. The 6-5 is possible.
Yeah, both of us.
6-4 then.
5-4. No.
It's got to equal 10.
Yep, it does. That's why I keep it going. That doesn't make sense.
I went 4-5 this week. I'm on a 2-game losing streak in the Vampire League. I lost to Steven last week. This week I lost to old name Greg.
Yeah, he's a Raiders fan.
Yeah, whose
team
at
is
one
terrible.
point didn't even have a running back.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, when week 1 he couldn't even fill out his roster.
Yeah,
he drafted so poorly.
It was. I don't know what happened. I'm relying way too heavily on Russell Wilson to where if he has a terrible game, I'm fucked.
Well, later in the show we'll talk about there's some great streaming quarterback options this week.
I'm sticking with Russell.
I would too.
But I still
you win
won.
the 14-person league.
I won in the 14-person league extremely well. I had 140 points, just destroyed whoever the hell I had because of a great player by the name of Tom Brady that somebody traded me.
Yep.
So that was kind of nice.
Yeah. That trade didn't really work out for me, but
let's see. Then I barely pulled out another win in the coaches league. So I mean, I'm still number 1 in the coaches league, which is pretty great. I lost my number 1 spot to you in the Vampire League, which is bullshit.
Well,
I'm only at 2 places out from playoff, and
all you gotta do is that's what's important,
man.
I won 4 out of 5 of 5 of my leagues. In the ones you're in, I'm in first, second, and then the 14-person league, I'm in 13th. And I'm kind of like, I feel like Trump. I'm not conceding yet. I'm like, I'm holding out to the end. I looked at it last night. Mathematically, I'm not eliminated. If everyone above me loses and I win out, I can still make the top 8. It's very unlikely.
Yeah, and you know what's really bad about that league is I have a terrible, like my overall points is trash, but I keep edging out these wins.
Yeah, it's
slowly but surely.
Strength of schedule. Something on that. Amber in that 14-person league is in 2nd place. I have more points than her, but could you imagine if we have a lot of women friends of ours that are sprinkled through some leagues. If a woman wins that league, I'll be devastated. I'll be pissed. Like,
who the hell cares?
I do. If Amber wins it, Amber calls me every Saturday. No. Like, who should I put in? Who should I put in?
I think you are equating Amber with all women.
Yeah.
That's fine.
She is literally just Amber.
What if Larissa was in the 14? Like, what if Larissa wins and
give me a break? Larissa never.
She's number 2 in the league. I'm number 1 in.
She'll be fine. But if Amber wins, we'll never hear the end of it.
We don't hear the end of her speak. Period.
I'll be so devastated. Like, what do you think? I think I equate it to this. I thought about this today. What do you think's worse? Amber beating you and winning the championship and rubbing your nose in it, or going out on a nice summer day, walking down the sidewalk with your favorite scoop of ice cream, and then it falls off the cone and you're just like, and it hits the ground.
Dude, I'd still eat the ice cream.
I would just be devastated.
Do you not pick up the ice cream and put it back on your cone and then keep licking?
No.
Why not?
It's because it's a pandemic.
5-second rule. The pandemic is.
I said a hot day. I didn't say like in the winter.
It doesn't matter. I would still eat the ice cream, and I would let Amber rub my face in anything.
Oh my god! Did the Vampire lost our Vampire League?
Yep, we got really lucky. Alvin Kamara had a spectacular game.
Yes.
So he's got to win. I think he has to win out.
And he can't use McCaffrey this week either, which helps out.
Oh, thank God, right?
Yes, we need to keep him pushed down.
Yeah, the Vampire, who is on a good winning streak, I think we can keep him from getting to the playoffs, which would be nice. But, I mean, it's scary, man. Every week I'm sitting there and I'm looking at his lineup more than I am mine.
Yeah. In that Vampire League, I think that's one where I played Brody. He didn't have enough people to fill up his roster. I beat him like 60-38. But then Daniel did that to me in the
14-man.
He doubled 170 something to like 60. It was bad.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's where we're at with that. But there's some great free agency options out there
Yep.
to help out.
Yep.
This is a way better week than last week. Chiefs-Bills game. Chiefs had a bye. By the way, the byes this week, Bills, 49ers, Bears, Giants.
What are you going to do with yourself this weekend?
We were supposed to go to Coach's and watch the Chiefs game with Nikki and Amber and Katie and some people. It's Kate's birthday, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. But with everything shut down and capacity, like I don't know if that's I may just stay home and watch it.
You technically can't even go to like house parties or houses with more than 10 people.
Yeah, that was more than 10. I don't think I've ever had more than 10 over here, but
I don't know.
What do they report you?
You're supposed to.
there are people that will report like Coaches or other places.
They have
because
like
they have
websites and emails. They're supposed to sit there and say that somebody.
Neighbors?
Yep. If your neighbor
Well,
has more than
that's not going to happen in this neighborhood. But
not
they
in this
report
neighborhood, but
restaurants.
they will if there's like a big like house party going on, and
Yeah.
you see that mega $1 million march or whatever that happened. Like you could sit there and call and be like, "Hey, they're not wearing masks,"
Yeah.
and they'll shut that shit down. So like my 5Ks have always they're done. So that kind of sucks. But I mean, they were gonna have like a turkey trot out in Ward Parkway again and try and put that together, but now they're just like, nope.
Well, vaccine coming, maybe
Runs.
maybe things get better.
Are terrible. But so Chiefs game then and played with your Bills.
The Bills.
Let's
It was
talk about
yes.
this game.
It was a great game. I thought we played excellent.
I thought you won.
We did up until. I mean, you can't let. It was like the Music
Okay,
City
so-
Miracle.
okay,
Yeah, until we didn't.
Until DeAndre Hopkins went, Inspector Gadget on your ass and go Gadget arms and brought that ball down.
And I'm so used to losing games like that I was just like, that's the Bills. That's what we do. We throw shit away.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, you cannot argue with that game because that was just a phenomenal catch.
It was.
It was just something.
We should have. We had so many opportunities to sack him or get him out of bounds, and we blew it there.
Yeah, the fact that he got that close, like to the 50-yard line, and was like,
I give him credit. It was fantastic for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
But did I think we'd be 7-3 right now? No.
No.
I mean, I'm always hopeful, but I think we're playing excellent. We've got a pretty easy schedule coming up, except for like Miami and Pittsburgh.
Miami.
A little worried about Miami now.
I have been talking about this team.
Yeah, but
since before the
they're
season
still 2
even
games back.
started.
Yeah.
They are 6-3 right now.
Oh, I thought they were 5 wins.
No,
Are they
6-3 after this past one. They just won 3 straight since Tua came in. They were 3-3, so 6-3. Are you going to start taking this team seriously?
Oh, I take it seriously. I'm like, I don't take you seriously. I know they're going to win the division, but I'm worried about them.
This team is one of the best teams in the NFL right now. I'm worried about them even as a Chiefs fan because they have got one of the best defenses I have seen.
You do have to play them, right? The Chiefs do?
I don't.
You play the AFC East this. Yes, because we play the Chargers, you guys in Denver. Yeah, you have to play the AFC East this year.
Either way, I am worried about them. I'm scared about playing them in the playoffs. The reason being is their defense is nasty, and now they have the most accurate quarterback out of this draft. And Tua playing, I mean, he doesn't have, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, that's all he has to do. That's it, because that defense is so fucking good. And I've been preaching this team. I have been worried about. I've been talking about them since the beginning of the season.
You should have picked Tua up.
Finally, people are giving him credit.
Yeah,
you're finally worried. I'm proud. I'm proud about this team.
I mean, I'm not that worried, but I'm more worried about the Steelers.
I'm not even worried about the Steelers.
Ooh. You don't have to play the Steelers.
Yeah, but the defense. That defense looks good, but I'm still not worried about that offense.
Ooh, I like that offense.
There's no run game in there. There's the passing game is basically let's see what happens when Roethlisberger wants to spread the ball out. Hit Roethlisberger early, get him out of the game, and make them play Mason Rudolph.
Yeah,
he's old. He'll go down easy.
Speaking of going down, not easy. Drew Brees.
Oof.
Man, can you think of a worse injury? I didn't see him go down, but cracked ribs both sides and a punctured lung. That's like a car accident.
And if you see the hit, it didn't look bad.
Yeah.
Like it didn't look, and the fact that he got flagged, whatever his name was, got flagged for roughing the pass.
Yeah.
I think that was BS. I don't think that should have happened. But poor Drew Brees. That guy's old. I mean, there's a reason why you're not supposed to be playing.
And
that
if you're
old.
a Drew Brees owner in fantasy, you're kind of fucked now. I mean, you think you got to run out and grab Jameis Winston,
I have him, and
who did not look good at the end of that game, by the way.
I have him on the bench because I wanted to see what they're going to do with him and the
You
Taysom
picked him
Hill
up?
in one league because I just want to see how he plays. Because if he can, he can launch the ball. He can spread the ball out. He can.
Last year, he was the number one fantasy quarterback in touchdowns and yardage. He threw a lot of picks,
but that didn't matter because he still threw 50 touchdowns.
Yes.
I want to see how they use him before I would start him.
True. I'd give it a week.
Exactly.
Taysom Hill, I'm not that worried about. He'll design some plays for him. I know our Yahoo leagues, and I checked my NFL fantasy league, the one I'm in. A lot of leagues are putting Taysom Hill as a tight end, which I would totally take him as a tight end because you get all the points for
everything. Yeah, but
the two sides still have him listed as a quarterback, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah. And as a QB, it's kind of.
That's a great quarterback rating, actually.
But 86 yards.
Yeah.
I don't think he's worth picking up, period.
No, if he was a tight end, you should definitely pick him up.
But it's going to be interesting. I'm really interested to see how they play out with him. Because, I mean, if anything, it's just going to – Kamara's going to get overworked, I think, more than anything.
Oh, and two things about last week. Daniel was totally wrong when he was on the show. He said Jimmy Graham, right? The tight end was going to be better than Jared Cook.
Yeah.
Jimmy Graham put up a goose egg.
Totally.
And he told me on Sunday, he was like, you be sure to tell Nick, because he was watching Jared Cook not have a great game, that I was totally right, but then Jimmy Graham shit his pants.
Nothing. That game was one of the worst football games I've ever.
I didn't even watch it.
I got through second quarter and I got to halftime and I just turned it off. I didn't care anymore. Like that quarterback play was embarrassing.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Dalvin Cook looking like Dalvin Cook, and yet that defense was still able to stop him pretty well.
Yeah.
It was not a fun game to watch.
And also last week I tried to make a sneaky move before that game, and I picked up
Bell
but before I did that, I didn't even use him, or I dropped for someone else. I picked up the other running back with the long name. God damn it, I didn't write it down. Who used to play for the Vikings? What is his fucking name? I don't know, but I tried to pick him up. He's basically the backup running back because the starter's injured, and Yahoo had him listed as wide receiver.
Madison?
No.
Patterson.
Cordell Patterson. Yes.
Right.
Yahoo has him listed as a fucking wide receiver, so I couldn't put him in a running back spot. So I had to immediately drop him and pick some.
And you picked up that whatever that Bell guy his name was.
But that was just in case. But I didn't even need it.
And he wasn't even worth it anyway.
It was a shit game.
Yeah. That was terrible planning on the NFL.
You know who had a great game? Ronald Jones. 198 yards and a touchdown.
He got all that on one play.
He got 98 of it on one play. The other 100 he got on his own, but almost 30 points in fantasy.
Yeah, Ronald Jones once again had another good game.
Yeah, he's kind of hit or miss. I think you need to start him going forward. I think he's kind of.
It's getting colder, and they're going to be playing in some colder areas coming up. So I get it. Maybe. I don't know.
I was standing up screaming at the TV on that run. I was so excited. I was screaming his name because I was playing against Daniel, and then I checked my phone, and I didn't start him. I sat him because he was one of my sits, and I was like, oh, it's no big deal. I haven't started some other leagues. So I have him in 4 leagues. I sat him in everything. And I just sat there. It was like the ice cream thing, and I was just like, and the Bills game hadn't even happened yet, so my day gets worse. And Daniel was like, you're right there? You started him, right? I'm like,
I had Wayne Gallman on the bench in all my leagues too, and he had a great game for the Giants.
Man,
There's nothing more heartbreaking than a player that you don't think is going to have.
yeah, and just go off.
And God, it just shows you that fantasy football is, like 75% luck.
It is. It's a lot of luck.
It's you can't dictate on what's going on.
That's why we're not that accurate, usually at all.
It's to the word worst.
Yes, worse than 10. I told you that, after week 1, this is the most accurate we're going to be the rest of the season. The percentages go down from there. Terry Bridgewater's injured, hurt his knee.
Yeah,
he might start.
I heard he's going to start. I still like Will Greer. I don't know if he's actually their backup out there or not.
I heard it's going to be P.J. Walker from XFL thing.
Yeah.
P.J. came into the game. I think Will Greer is, I don't know, further down the depth chart.
He might be. I always liked him out of West Virginia. 2 years ago, whenever he came out, I thought he should have been a lot higher.
I think P.J. Walker's a stud, but I don't think we're going to get to see him this week, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think Bridgewater will play.
Yeah, he'll probably play. Matthew Stafford, partial ligament tear in his finger. I don't know if it's his throwing hand or not. I should have looked that
He'll
up.
probably play.
But he's supposed to start too.
And he's who do they play?
But I'm benching him he's my backup anyway. But.
Who do they have this week? Because I think Carolina.
Oh.
So that should be a good game.
There, if they're going to, if they're going to.
Yeah. Tyler Bass for the Bills, the kicker, had 3 extra points last week in a loss and 3 field goals over 50. In fantasy, he's the number 2 kicker in fantasy right now. Do you believe that shit?
For the Bills?
For all NFL for kickers, and I'm not preaching on kickers like
right.
You should go get him. They're on a bye week. You can sneakily go pick him up, but he's rated the number 2 kicker by NFL.
Who's number 1?
I think it's the Seahawks kicker, Daniel Carlson.
Carlson?
Yeah, I think.
Huh. Good for him.
Yeah, but I mean, if you got room on your bench because of COVID, some extra spaces, pick this kid up. He's fantastic. He's scored more points than Blankenship. But
I got Josh Saunders.
I actually had to drop him this week to make room for something else. But I'm hopefully going to go, not in any leagues you're in, I'm going to go back and snag him and hope nobody notices. But and then next week, go ahead, what?
Oh, nothing. I was just talking about, when it comes to kickers, I could care less. I always look at the matchups. And so
I don't think it's but
they can have a great whatever. It doesn't matter.
You shouldn't rely on a kicker to win your week to week or win a championship.
So it literally, I just look at a kicker and go, all right, he'll do. Like Randy Bullock's been my kicker for in some leagues for Cincinnati. Yeah. I think I got Josh Sanders, another one. I'm not going to.
I only bring it up because this kid is scoring over 20 points a week consistently because the Bills are scoring a lot of offense, but there's some where they stall and at the 40, and they're like, let the kid kick a 55-yarder. And he's making them. It was rough at the beginning, but he's good. Next week, throw this in there, is Nick's one-chip challenge where he's a ghost pepper and then does a show. It's going to be awesome. So I was hoping it'd be in the mail by today, but next week.
Please, tune in to our little gimmick.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's not for them. It's more for me. I want to see you eat it.
You can watch me eat anything.
I do, unfortunately, and it's usually always all of my food.
You gave me a head of lettuce. Do you expect me not to eat the head of lettuce?
No, I wanted you to eat that instead of everything else, but it didn't work. Yes, I was trying to fill you up so you don't eat all my fucking cheeses.
To not eat that head of lettuce, just so nobody put it on a delicious sandwich. But you ate it.
Yeah.
Which is
actually,
impressive.
if I had said, please don't eat it, he probably would have finished it. Where is it? Did you put it in your fucking pocket?
It's over there next to the cheese.
It's over there rotting next to the apple.
Might as well be gone.
Yeah. No shit. Tim Patrick last week, I had as a start.
How do you do for you?
He got ejected. Actually, they ended up not starting him. He punched a player, and the other player punched him. I think they both got ejected. Why do players punch each other with helmets on?
Because
you're going to break your fucking hand.
You can break
punch him in the stomach.
You can break your fucking hand punching a person in the face without a helmet.
So a helmet would be worse.
I don't know. Okay, so like whenever my temper raised when I played football, like I never threw any punches. What I would do would probably be whenever
someone
like you push them and you just wouldn't stop after the whistle blows, like that.
Grab them and
you just kind of keep
shake them like
down,
an English nanny,
basically.
Yeah,
like that's. I understand where that comes from. Now to actually sit there and swing at somebody, I've never gotten to that point of anger.
I mean, you should
in
lose
my
your head
athletic
like that.
career. I mean, these guys are getting paid multiple $1 million.
Yeah.
So they should learn how to cool down. What was that fight the other day between like a Bears receiver and the like Saints guy? He just ran over there, slapped him. The cornerback was just like, the fuck just happened? And he hit him again. And like I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me.
Would you make 19, 20-year-olds millionaires that haven't like grown up yet? This is going to happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And like I said, I understand losing your cool.
Yeah.
It happens. Throwing a punch, that's weird.
Yeah.
What you got, Steven?
What about that? Some sort of coach from the Giants got fucking dismissed because he had an argument.
He did with the head coach. The Giants head coach hired a consultant for the offensive line, and the line coach thought it undermined him. And supposedly there was a physical altercation, but everyone at the Giants saying it didn't happen.
I haven't heard this story at all.
Yeah, they came out today, and the offensive line coach has quit. And the Giants look fucking good. They are actually playing like they give a fuck.
They're a tie away from winning the division.
They could win the division.
Yeah.
The Eagles are terrible. Dallas has Andy Dalton coming back, but who gives a fuck? Are you going to go back and pick up
Mark
Andy
Colombo?
Dalton? Yeah.
I remember him as an offensive lineman. I had him on Madden a few times.
I like Joe Judge this year. He's doing a pretty good
Offensive
job.
Line over insubordination.
Yeah.
Fight is false. Man. Well, there you go.
Huh? Yeah, I don't know. So Tim Patrick, he was a start for me, or a waiver thing that we talked about. I picked him up, but then I actually didn't end up starting him, which I didn't need to. Jonathan Taylor, is he like droppable now, do you think? Do you have him in any leagues?
I do, but I have him on the bench.
I do too.
I
can't do it, Nick. I can't drop him.
Yeah, because he's so valuable. He's so talented. Yes. He's so good. But I think he's like, I think he pissed his coach off. I really do think
maybe.
That. I know he fumbled.
Nakeem Hines Nakeem Hines has been around forever. He looks like he's amazing.
I think he fumbled the ball 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and he's had a couple of fumbles,
and he's been on the shit bus since that fumble
in a committee.
Yeah, and at that point, it's just
But he doesn't look as bad as the other running back, not Nakeem Hines, but the other guy that's been around forever.
The Wilkins.
Yes, he doesn't look as bad as Jordan Wilkins.
No, I don't know.
I think Nakeem Hines had over 100 yards.
Yeah, Hines, and usually he's just been a receiving only back.
Yeah,
which has always been shocking. So I mean, I wouldn't want him unless I have him in a full PPR point league.
Sure,
but I mean, now
Rivers likes to dump it off.
Yeah,
a lot.
He's always done that.
Yeah,
I remember whenever Sproles was. Sproles and LaDainian Tomlinson. I mean, he loved those little dump passes. So
I did pick up Hines in one league. I couldn't believe he was available. I don't even need him, but I just wanted him so nobody else could have him. So playing a little defensive fantasy.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler is supposedly coming, not this week, but he's been running. And soon. I put him in. I have him in the league you're not in, and.
I don't know. If I were the Chargers, and I think we touched base on this last week as well, I wouldn't rush him back.
No.
The season is lost.
If you could sit on him for the fantasy playoffs, and maybe.
But if I were the Chargers, I wouldn't want to play him. I would want him to be healthy for the next year.
We talked last week, and you said you don't think he's coming back at all.
I don't.
I dropped him in that league. Then I saw an hour later a report that he's running and he's looking good. He might come back, and I had to go back and pick him back up on waivers.
I really don't think he's.
So
I don't think he'll
I
be
gotta stop
back.
listening to you.
I don't
Our
think he'll
viewers
be
should.
back.
You don't think? All right.
I still don't think you. I wouldn't pick him up. I just wouldn't.
He's not. I don't think he's available to pick up.
Even
I think people are just stashing him for hope to God something happens.
Does Herbert even use the running game? I mean,
I think
they are down every game. They have to play comeback. They have to play the comeback kids every single week. So they don't run the ball, period. So, I mean, what's the point in having him?
Well, he's a good pass catcher.
He is, but does Herbert check down? No, he launches the ball down the field.
That's why Keenan Allen's so awesome this year.
Mike Williams is having a spectacular season too. I just don't see the value in Eckler this season. I wouldn't bother with Eckler. If you could trade him, I think that would be a best route to go. Sit there and trade him to somebody and be like, hey, he'll be back. He'll be a number one.
After next week, the trade deadline's, I think, over.
That's right. I forget about those trade deadlines.
Here's a question for you. Who do you think right now, not fantasy-wise, but NFL, is the number one leader in passing yards?
Passing yards?
Yeah, and I'll tell you the top 5, but who's your guess? Steven, who's your guess?
Matt Ryan.
That's not a bad guess.
Number one.
Wait.
Passing yards.
Wait, this is you asking this question.
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Totally Josh Allen.
It actually is Josh Allen.
I would have reversed engineered.
Yeah. It's Josh Allen, then Russell Wilson, Matt Ryan, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, number 5.
Yeah.
But they're a game down because they had a bye, so that makes sense for the Chiefs. But I was shocked to see that.
Close games, man. You got to play catch up, and you got to make those great throws. And Josh Allen has really benefited with Diggs in there.
Yes.
It's really kind of awesome to see him blossom because they said he was going to be a project. They said it was going to take a few years for him to really come into his own. And what's this? His 3rd year, and he's really
Diggs.
No.
Josh Allen. Yeah,
he's really just kind of really showing off.
Yeah, I'm excited.
God, there's so many good quarterbacks right now in the league.
There really is. I was looking down the line, and I'm like, Trevor Lawrence, where would he go? The Jets, I like Darnold, but I mean, what team needs a young quarterback? The Colts and maybe
trade up. What about the Ohio
this.
State kid? I actually kind of like him.
Justin Fields is great.
I think he's.
But I was thinking the Steelers. What if they could trade an arm and a leg to get up to get Trevor Lawrence to sit behind Big Ben for a year?
2 firsts and Juju.
Yeah. I would do that.
Yeah.
But would the Jets be willing to do that? Because, it's not like the Steelers' number 1 pick is going to be worth anything. It's going to be
it's going to be a super
low. So it's not like
mid to late 20s.
Right?
If not 31 or
So it comes down to, are you willing to move off your young quarterback that you already have? Or the Jaguars are the only team that I know needs a QB right now.
Yeah, right now.
Right now. They need a new young quarterback. And I love Jake Luton, but I would take Trevor Lawrence over him any day of the week.
Yeah. I think he's wildly unattractive. It's just his face. It's
Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, I hate looking at him. Is that bad? He just looks
You're
like
not looking to fuck him here, buddy.
He just looks like a dick.
You just asked the guy that hates Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Fucking no reason whatsoever.
No, I don't have a reason either.
Why?
I hate his fucking hair. God.
I don't hate Joe Burrow. I just thought he was going to fail miserably in the NFL. There's a difference.
And you're wrong.
Yes.
He's pretty solid.
He is, and I still hate the Bengals organization because he's going to be the next Matt Stafford.
No. Hey, Matt Stafford hasn't won a championship, but Matt Stafford's pretty legit.
He's won 1 playoff game.
Let his wife stop tweeting.
That's going to be Burrow. He's going to win 1 playoff game.
He's a good guy to build around. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back and talk about waivers. And
what Trevor Lawrence looks like? He looks like the young Brad Pitt had sex with a Muppet. I can feel your
vibration?
underpants getting shit upon with that one.
Ooh, that's bad. All right, we good? Hope you got that audio.
Once again, you're promoting to our 16-year-old listeners out there with your fart humor. God, and that smells so fucking bad.
I know, right?
Fuck.
What did I eat today? Oh, I had Chipotle.
God damn, dude.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk about waivers and the sit start. I didn't want to say last week.
God damn it.
For
Please.
sits, listen to this. Sits, just to run through this, I sat Ronald Jones, bad idea. That was really I sit Samuels, Antonio Brown, Burrow. Those are all good sits. And start Christian Kirk, nothing. Jerry Jeudy, not much. Jared Goff had a terrible. He should have had like 50 points.
I think he needs to be dropped.
I don't think anyone actually rostered him until they were playing the Seahawks. Then we told him to pick him up. I played him in DraftKings and lost. It was a terrible sit start for me. But on waivers, Steven, did you pick anyone up at all?
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
No kicker on by this week? You're just...
Yeah, do you not have it?
I'm sure I'll pick somebody up.
I think it's important to do it like before Tuesday and it goes through Wednesday morning. That way you want to get
on Tuesday. I always look in for that one player's on a buy and see if I don't have a player that I can plug in there right away. Then I start shopping to see what's available, and I never really fully expect to get them. Just it's just one of those things where we'll see.
Did you make some moves this week?
I did.
I got everyone that I actually tried for. Surprisingly,
same here. Actually,
I think you and I were the only ones active on waivers this week. But fire away.
All right. So first one that I looked at is Josh Grant, Jason Grant, Jakeem Grant, wide receiver for the Dolphins.
Okay.
Preston Williams has been hurt, and so he's taken over the number 2 spot. He's been active all season.
He was not even on my radar, but
he's been active all season. He's come alive these last couple games, especially this past game. Now that Preston Williams is no longer playing, he had 43 yards and a TD.
Oh,
but like I was saying, his targets have really increased with Preston Williams being out.
Yeah.
So I picked him up, and I have him actually starting in the 14-man league. Mainly just because I need with Allen Robinson on a bye, and I don't trust Gallup or any of the Dallas wideouts.
I don't trust anyone in Dallas anymore.
So
except Zeke.
He was somebody I was really excited that I got. The other guy is actually another Dolphins.
Running back.
Yep, Solomon Ahmed, who is going to start.
Who looks fantastic.
Looked phenomenal.
And I think he's a rookie too, right? And he's going to take Myles Gaskin's job. I think they released Jordan.
Yep.
I think this guy's the bell cow now.
Yep.
Look forward until at least Gaskin gets healthy. Do you think?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Did you drop Gaskin in your leagues? I know you haven't a lot.
I dropped him a while ago. I had him and then I dropped him because it wasn't worth it. I've been using Gus Edwards for a while. I don't like his matchup against Tennessee, even though it says it's favored against them. So I wanted a different running back. Denver is a very susceptible defense. I think I love Tua. I like the way he's playing. Once again, I said it earlier, one of the most accurate quarterbacks I've ever seen. They just need to control the clock and let the defense win them games.
Yeah. And the Dolphins aren't behind really in games anymore.
At all.
So they can run the ball a lot. I love that pickup.
And so I have him, and I'm excited to use him. I think he's going to be massive.
What league was that?
That's Coaches 2.
I think I tried for him in that, but my second one was Damian Harris. But I think you got him. So I got plan B.
But those were the only players I looked to pick up. The only other guy I grabbed. I'm having tight end problems in my family league. I grabbed Tanyan from Green Bay.
Yeah, he's been kind of cold lately.
Yeah, it is what it is at this
Don't even
point.
ask me how to spell that. Ton.
Yon.
Go from there. That's a weird name.
Tanyan.
That's all you did?
What is it again?
Yeah, that's
Tanyan? Just T-O-N.
Tonyan. Yeah, that's all I really did. I'm kind of stacked up on most things. I am really
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was hot for a while.
That's not bad for 10 weeks of work, but
Yeah, but I mean, he hasn't had a touchdown in the last 3 weeks.
yeah.
We all know it's going to go to Devontae Adams or
Always.
Aaron Jones. So
And Lazard is maybe coming back this week, but if not, definitely next week.
yeah, so I'm not exactly excited about it, but I needed a tight end. So it was just kind of like it's either him or I take
You
a
didn't want to
shot
pick
on
up
somebody else.
Jimmy Graham?
No.
No.
Who'd you grab?
I picked up actually on Sunday before the game started. I saw Alan Lazard was out on waivers, and I knew I'd have to sit on for a couple weeks and be patient. But I picked him up to use him. He's going to be the number 2 for one of the best offenses in the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which league that was, but I was fine with that. And then Tuesday night, I put in waiver orders. I got most of these. I picked up. I have the Bills defense in 4 out of 5 leagues. Now, I didn't drop them. I had to drop other players to make room, but I picked up Minnesota's defense just because they're playing Dallas. And they looked good against the Bears. But this should be a shit show, and they should shut Dallas down.
Yeah.
And Andy Dalton is going to
Get another concussion?
– he's going to get butt fucked. I dropped Dallas Goddard for that, which with Zach Ertz coming back, he's kind of
null and void.
nothing.
Well, I mean, okay, so before I would be careful with that because, I mean, they don't have any other wide receivers to really throw to. Fulgham had nothing. Greg Ward has done nothing.
I'm hoping that the whole offense looks like
So, I mean, if I was Carson Wentz, I'd want Dallas Goddard and Ertz out there at the same time.
Yeah.
So you have 2 reliable receivers.
But I only started Goddard in that one because Travis Kelce was on a bye, so I don't need. I'll never need Goddard again. I picked up Cleveland's defense. I forget who they were playing, but somebody not good.
Yeah, I actually.
And I dropped Ryan Nall. I picked up the Chargers defense also.
Philadelphia.
Yeah. So that would be good. And I picked up the Chargers defense and dropped Mooney. I got Damian Harris. So now I have Damian Harris. I only picked him up in case Allen Robinson on Monday night wasn't a go.
Oh, okay.
This guy would be the number 2. But I didn't even need him to drop it. I picked up Damian Harris. I couldn't believe he was on waivers in one of the leagues. I tried for the Dolphins guy, but I think I have Damian Harris in like 4 or 5 leagues now. And
You traded them to me.
That's the one I don't have him.
Yeah. I dropped them.
Oh.
Because I didn't.
Maybe that's the one I picked him back up
Yeah,
in.
because I've got in one of the leagues that you traded me, I've got 2 great running backs already.
Yeah.
So it's just like I don't really need them. So what's the point in keeping them around? Because I need another wideout. So
I dropped Matthew Stafford in a league, but only to pick up Kirk Cousins against Dallas as a backup. I picked up Minnesota in another league, and Nakeem Hines was strangely available in a league. And I picked up Ahmed too, and I dropped Buffalo's defense in only one league. But I'm pretty sure I can go back and get them, or it's one that I'll worry about later.
you do so much work,
Dude, I know.
Waivers.
It's like shopping at Costco.
When you,
I just fill the basket.
I look
I
at my
guarantee-
phone halfway through my work day,
I
and
have
I'll
more
look at
moves
it,
than anybody.
and then it just pops up here has done this and done this and done this on my notifications. I'm just like, I don't really give a shit who's picking up shit.
Oh, I don't get notifications like that.
Oh, I do.
Oh, I have
Every
my
time.
Oh, mine doesn't tell me
Yeah.
like ads drops.
Active.
You can turn that off, by the way.
Probably, but
You
then
should.
I like having it on there just in case I see somebody that takes somebody I wanted or whatever. I have the notifications on there for one reason only, just so Like I
Yeah.
get my notifications, and I don't know how to get my notifications off every time you do something, which I don't mind
Yeah.
seeing. I just think it's funny because it's always you.
Yeah. Well,
And I have you in 4 leagues,
yeah.
and you're shopping in all 4 of the leagues.
But in 3 out of 4, I'm doing fantastic in.
You are.
Yeah.
You're undefeated in one of those
Here
leagues.
is the top 10 waivers this week from a website I like to use, and I'm not going to name them, give them extra credit, but and we're kind of and these people, I don't even know if they'd be Nakeem Hines is number 1. He had a fantastic game. Salvin Ahmed, Michael Pittman Jr. He looked really good. I don't know if that's going to be a every week thing.
Yeah, because I mean it's
I
Zach
like
Pascal
him.
1
Ohio
week.
State, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
But
his
it's
rookie card.
Pascal 1 week, it's Pittman the next week, and then
Hilton's
T.Y.
back,
Hilton's
but
back.
he's
And
not.
it,
T.Y. Hilton's old.
I don't trust anybody on the Colts right now. So
Yeah, besides Hines, for sure.
yeah, no, not even
Jalen Rager.
Why do people keep? No. I was high on him
I mean-
this beginning of the season because I thought Wentz was going to get him the ball. Wentz has no time to throw the ball
Yeah.
because our offensive line is
I don't
terrible.
like anyone in Philly. Sammy Watkins is number 5, kind of 5, healthy now.
Ugh.
Jameson Winston, for sure, should be a pickup if you need to stream a quarterback
Yeah,
and you have a bye week with Josh Allen. Definitely pick him up. Logan Thomas, he should probably be rostered in most leagues anyway.
yeah.
Cam Akers, did he do anything last week?
So I wasted a pick on
Tim
him.
Patrick and Tony Pollard, that's a top 10.
So
The first 6, we dabbled in that, but
yeah, I don't know. Logan Thomas is a hit or miss. I really have no idea what to expect with him. I mean, I have
Is
him
he
on
available?
the bench. No, I've got
Okay.
him on most leagues on the bench. But I mean, 8.6 is all he did last week. Yeah, let's take a look at Cam Akers' game log, Stephen. Pull that. Scroll down here. Did he do anything last week?
Look at that's for the year.
yeah, I don't know why
He just
he
hasn't been
all of a
playing.
sudden
26.6 women. This is how's that possible? Is this guy not playing at all?
he
So last week he had
He
10
got
attempts
injured
for
early
38
and
yards.
lost his
Receiving
job.
yards.
So I don't understand why Cam Akers is on there. Did Malcolm Brown get hurt?
no, not that I know of. Malcolm Brown and the other guy both had decent games.
Darrell
They're
Henderson.
yeah,
I don't know. The Rams are, and the worst part is the Rams are a good team. They're 6-3. They're tied with the Seahawks and the Cardinals, right? Like, I mean, I have no idea what the fuck I wouldn't even waste the time on.
I'm playing Anthony in the 14-person league. He just picked up Jameis Winston and put him as quarterback because he has Josh Allen on a bye. He had no quarterback in there, and if he still did that till Saturday, I was going to go and pick up every single quarterback on waivers and drop him and fuck him. But he's
Now
smart.
you can't.
Now I can't. That's all right.
There you go. Just like that.
Oh, you got
Now it comes up for you too.
Yep, I got it right here.
Every time.
You can turn that off.
Yeah,
I'm
I kinda
gonna
like it. I mean,
Kareem in
it's
your
not like it,
face.
but
Added
it doesn't bother
Corey
me that
Davis and dropped Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah. All right, so you got for starts this week.
So like I was saying, I'm going to start Sullivan Ahmed
Yeah,
in most
I
of
think
my
he's a
leagues.
start.
I think, especially with Gallman being on a bye this week, who's been
Yeah.
really solid for me.
85 yards and a touchdown. Ahmed.
I'm excited about Ahmed. I'm going to try and see what that is. Deontay Johnson, which you traded to me, I have loved since I got him.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're happy with him.
That's not him.
Nope, that's
I'm having a hard time finding Ahmed.
Ahmed
She's just putting in terrorist names and see what comes up.
Ahmed.
Yeah, it's a weird name.
That's not weird.
But-
Ahmed is the name of the puppet that
Sal, and I couldn't do a
the
Sal
terrorist.
either.
Ahmed the terrorist, the puppet, the ventriloquist comedian.
Yeah, they're.
Jeff Dunham.
Yes, that's the name of the skeleton.
Yeah,
It's Ahmed.
I hate Jeff Dunham.
Oh, I think he's hilarious.
Yeah, that's just a Muslim name.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Okay,
Yeah.
I really like him coming in this week. He's got they're going up against Denver. Like I said, I think they're a very susceptible defense. I think they're going to run the ball. start him. Deontay Johnson for Pittsburgh. They're playing Jacksonville. If there's one thing I learned from watching the Pittsburgh Cincinnati game, it doesn't matter where they're at. They're
They're going to throw the ball. Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger spreads the ball out as well.
Yeah.
He had 2 touchdowns to Claypool last week, one to Deontay Johnson,
crazy.
one to Juju
Everywhere,
Smith-Schuster.
yeah.
And for some reason, at the 2-yard line, for 3 downs, they throw the ball instead of just letting James Conner run the ball in. And I needed that touchdown by James Conner. Fuck you, Ben. But another start. Cooper Kupp. So this is. I was struggling between Kupp and Cooper, Amari Cooper for Dallas.
Fight of the Coopers.
Yeah. Well, I think I like the Kupp matchup because he's going up against Tampa. They're going to throw the ball. They're going to have to play catch up to I'm expecting an explosive offense like the Rams and Chiefs game from 2 years ago. That
should have happened last week.
It should have.
Against one of the worst defenses in the NFL.
I'm really, really hoping to see Goff light it up and come out and play and get the ball to Kupp's hands. So I'm starting him. I think I'm hoping he'll have an explosive game. I really am hoping. It's the league I'm in 4th place in.
That's not that bad.
Robbie Anderson. He's been leading the league in receiving yards for a while. A lot of people still don't like starting him because Yahoo projects him only 9 points, whatever receptions. I don't think he's getting the touchdowns.
Yeah,
but he's still
getting the receptions.
But he's still getting so many points for me every single week. I like him in this matchup against Detroit, where I think as long as Bridgewater's playing, and this is something I'm going to be keeping an eye on. If Bridgewater's not playing, I don't think I'm going to start him.
Yeah.
I don't trust them getting the ball out. So definitely going with that one. Antonio Brown. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm starting him. There's going to be no sit this time.
Yeah.
I'm starting him.
By now he should be acclimated. He was a weapon.
He was a weapon last week. He was a part of the factor. He gave me 13 points. I think he is.
What did you do last week?
Look at this. 7 targets or 8
solid.
targets, 7 receptions.
That's solid.
That's in a full PPR league. I've got him starting. This is
solid. That's a solid wide
receiver.
I'm starting this week too.
He's got him against the Los Angeles Rams. Once again, I'm telling you, I'm expecting a big game here. So I have him starting. I think that's going to be a big game.
That's what his scored.
Those would be fan points in a non-PPR league.
Yeah, but
or a half
that's
point,
still pretty good. That's a half point.
PPR.
9.7. That's not bad. That's what you want from a flex.
My last start, and I've been preaching this team since the beginning.
The Dolphins' defense.
Miami's defense.
Yeah.
They're playing Denver. Drew Lock is out. I don't know who they have. I think Ripen's going to be their QB or whoever player they've got. Doesn't matter.
I may have picked Miami up.
Miami's defense, I think, is going to erupt this week. I am excited to watch this happen. I have been an advocate of the Dolphins since the beginning of the season. I'm glad people are finally taking them seriously. I am excited to see them really, basically win out and take over the AFC East and beat out the Bills in that division just to rub it in your face.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold the boat. Drew Lock. Hopefully to play.
Yeah.
Through injury.
We'll see. Yeah, but even if he does play, I mean.
I would take an injured. I'll let him play. Look, 7 TDs.
I still like Miami's defense in that. Yeah, it's not fantastic.
Yeah, 7 TDs to 10 interceptions. I am
That's not good.
No problem still starting Miami's defense.
Yeah, you don't think that'll affect his passing? His ribs.
Oh yeah, that should affect everything.
I've broken ribs before.
Yeah.
No.
He's bruised them. To move around just fucking hurts. Just moving hurts.
Think about in your throwing
Oh
motion.
my god!
Think about that. I mean, that is going to be a pain in his ribs.
Yeah.
No
Like
matter
he's
what.
a millionaire and got hit by another millionaire. You just fell down some fucking wooden steps.
Right.
Worst story on a date. He was like,
cock blocked myself.
yes, like I think you need to go home. I gotta go to the hospital.
Can I get a hand job while we're going to the hospital?
No,
It
that's
was-
probably painful too.
It was the worst injury I've ever had because I had to sleep like sitting up for 2 weeks. I couldn't. The pain of just lifting my torso up out of bed hurt so bad that I slept fucking in a chair for 2 weeks. I chose that over sleeping.
So
Yeah.
worst pain I ever had
Yeah.
was when I was in high school. I
Yeah.
tore my MCL and PCL
Mhm.
safety.
Oh, yeah.
Shipped my knee.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing: is I didn't feel it. Like when it initially happened, when the hit happened, I just went off to the sideline. I was like, oh, whatever. I took a few plays off because I felt like I just hurt my knee for a bit, and safety just clicked it right. So I go out there on my next play, and all it was a short in route.
Mhm.
So 3 steps and quick punch in. I put all my weight onto that knee to make my turn.
Did you hear the pop?
I blacked
Oh,
out.
it probably already popped.
I blacked out.
Oh, wow.
The pain was so severe, it shut my brain down, and I came to in an ambulance. Like you can see videos of me like literally reeling and screaming in pain, and I don't remember anything of it. That is the most painful I've ever been in, and I don't remember a thing of it.
This was just forever. I mean, and I've done that too. I mean, it hurt, and I could move around, and I could do shit, and so I was very lucky in that. But I swear to God, that pain in the morning of just lifting my torso, I was able to mow the yard 2 days later. But like I could do shit standing up, move around, not a problem. But just like little, like bending over, you couldn't do. Like I was mowing kind of gingerly. I was having a power mower, but God damn, was that suck.
He's a ginger, so every time he mows the lawn, he's mowing it gingerly.
Yeah.
Right, Joe.
Yes.
All right, let's
Who do you
Back
got
on
for
track. Starts.
Who do you got for starts?
Minnesota against Dallas. I think I'd be surprised if Dallas scores more than 10 points. I love Minnesota this week.
So Minnesota's defense?
Yes, Minnesota's defense.
Okay.
Kirk Cousins against Dallas also. I think Kirk Cousins is going to have a career day, or his best game at least of this year, with a lot of touchdowns.
I don't. I think
You know?
I think it's going to be a Dalvin Cook game. Another 200-yard rushing game, and
I'm okay with that also.
Kirk Cousins will get like 7 receptions for like 3 touchdowns.
You mean
He'll throw 7
Seven times?
passes,
No, come
and
on.
3 of them will be for
No way.
touchdowns because all they're going to do is
I love
run
Christian
the ball.
Kirk this week against Seattle because he
Again?
had he had a bad game against the Bills, but Seattle's a worse defense. I think they get Christian Kirk in the game. He got shut down last week. I think he bounces back this week. I love Nakeem Hines, who's a waiver pickup for a lot of people. I don't think anyone really took him seriously the last couple weeks until this last game. And against Green Bay, they're terrible against the rush. And then Ahmed, I agree with you. He's going to be a star. He should be a star for everyone that picked him up going forward.
Yeah, until we hear anything differently about
Yeah.
what they've got going on out there. I mean,
It's rare you can find a starting running back, after a great game. It's a fantastic find for a lot of people
But then again, I mean, we
that
could.
are in running back trouble.
This could be a complete, 1 week wonder, and
It could be.
I mean, next week could be the big game where,
But like you said, it's a lot of luck.
Yeah.
So you got to get a little lucky.
I'm trying it. I think he's legit. He looked really fucking good. Like the way he moved, he reminded me a lot of a young Sean Alexander from back in the day. I mean, he's got that build that under.
I guess so. He's
Yeah. So I don't know.
all right. Who
I'm
you got
excited.
sitting?
Sitting. Right off the bat, Michael Gallup, Minnesota against Minnesota, or Dallas wide receiver against Minnesota.
Yeah.
I haven't trusted many of the Cowboys wide receivers. This is a league. The 14-man league where I've got Higgins, Brown, and Traquan Smith that I'm trusting more than Michael Gallup. And Jakeem Grant. Like, these are players I am trusting more than him.
Man, your team's fucked in that league.
Yeah, maybe. Higgins is pretty good.
Higgins is good.
But, yeah, I don't trust Gallup. And I was expecting Gallup to have a big season this year.
I do, too. I love Gallup going in this season.
And I keep him around I have no idea why. I really should bench him. Kieran Cole, he had a good game last week for Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I don't expect him to have another good game. I don't know.
Against the Steelers? No,
yeah, against the Steelers. I just don't think they can catch up and play that kind of game.
Yeah. And if they play catch up, they have other wide receivers to hit.
Yeah, all over the place.
They're better than Cole.
So benching him. Kenyon Drake. Okay, so I think
I'm starting Drake.
I'm starting Gus Edwards over him. They like Chase Edmonds. I've seen him lose carries to Chase Edmonds. I know he's supposedly healthy.
He looked good last week. He had 100 yards.
He did, but I mean,
he had a better game than Chase Edmonds.
But I don't know if that was just because he's coming back and they wanted to show him that, hey, you're still part of this offense, or what's going on. The whole McKinnon thing has really made me skeptical on a lot of running backs. Like, they're going to have a game off now because
he has tired legs.
Yeah. So now I'm just like, maybe they were resting Edmonds this week and they're going to use him now and they're not going to use Drake.
I don't know.
Seattle's offense, you're going to have to play catch up, so it's going to be more Murray on the ground.
Yeah. And
who gets most of the rushing touchdowns anyway.
He does. He leads that team in rushing yards.
Yeah. Also. So I'm not sold on Drake this game. The last one that I am benching. No, we all know we're going to bench Scotty Miller.
Ugh. I dropped him.
Corey Davis, Tennessee. They're playing Baltimore. I like that defense.
And that's who Dave just picked up? Corey Davis?
Yeah.
From your notification, yeah. Have fun with that.
Yeah, I don't like that matchup. I mean, that's a couple of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. Tannehill hasn't looked
Tannehill has not looked good since like we know.
Yeah, so I'm kind of worried, and I know A.J. Brown's back as well. So we've been seeing less catches from Corey Davis. Just 2 weeks ago, he was like goose-egged. Last week, because his brother died, I guess they wanted to like force him some catches to score for, remembrance of his brother, which I think that led to a loss. But I don't like this matchup against Baltimore, so I have him on the bench. So
I agree with those.
Good. You should.
Yeah. Well, most of them. Not your first one, I think. But this week I'm sitting the Rams defense. The Rams offense. Anyone for the Rams I don't really like this week. I forget who they're playing, though.
Tampa Bay. I just talked about with Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. I like Tampa Bay this week. Oh, and also because their left tackle is out for the season. Wentworth, which I think is very important. Like, he watches his blind side, not to coin the movie, but he's an important part. He's the best offensive lineman.
You're not coining a movie. You're coining a phrase that's
in
football for years.
But I don't want to sound cheesy. But I think that offense is going to take a dip because they're going to put somebody else in there.
That's a big loss because Wentworth is one of the best Iron Men of the NFL.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's one of the best 30 tackles.
I think other than Drew Brees and Tom Brady, I think he's the next oldest. He's been around for years with the Bengals, and he's finally getting some recognition with the Rams. But yeah, that was a big hit for them.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't like the running game this week because of that, and I think Goff will probably get hit a couple times. So I don't like the Rams offense. Dallas Goedert, I already talked about. I mean, maybe you're right, and they do 2 tight end sets, and he'll get. But I'm not only is he a sit, I dropped it.
What did you have Wayne Brady up for? Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
I think he looks
Oh my
like
God.
Wayne Brady, but with kid and play. Either
He
kid
does,
or play
yeah.
fucking head on top of him. So I started thinking about that.
Philly's
Like
offense.
a young Wayne Brady. I don't know. I
don't know. Everyone in Philly, I don't like. But we talked about that. Joe Burrow versus Washington. I'm sitting. And he's had some good, but I think Washington is going to be pretty good against Cincinnati. And
Who do you think's going to win that game?
I wouldn't be shocked if Washington wins.
Okay.
Alex Smith looks good. Terry McLaurin, I mean, they have two great running backs that are great receivers. I wouldn't be surprised if Washington wins that game.
Okay.
And Matthew Stafford, I'm definitely benching, not just because of the finger, but I think there are better options out there you could pick up to stream a quarterback, like definitely Winston or somebody else.
Alex Smith.
Or Alex Smith, yeah. Alex Smith against Cincinnati, I think would be a great pickup and stream.
You know, that actually isn't a bad idea because he's always been a, yards after completion, a yak, builder. Like, I mean, when he was with the Chiefs, he was always kind of dumped down to Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
And Travis Kelce would take a 5-yard catch and make it into 30 yards.
Yeah.
And guess what? Those 30 yards goes to Alex
That's what
Smith.
he's done the last couple weeks.
So, I mean, that's kind of how he gets his yards. But
And without Galladay, I'd much rather have Alex Smith.
the problem is, though, I'm not exactly sure if he knows the playbook as well as we all think he does. He's thrown 3 interceptions. He hasn't been the most accurate lately. He hasn't been himself. I don't know if it's
How did he go 300? How did he pass for 390 yards with no fucking touchdowns?
yeah.
How the fuck's that happen?
Good running game. I don't know.
I mean, seriously, look at that.
Yeah.
390 yards and not one goddamn touchdown?
That's not bad numbers, though.
No,
Cincinnati-
except for no
The
touchdowns.
QB rating keeps going up. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
That's
and maybe
improvement's good.
Cincinnati's defense isn't great.
No, and people have thrown on him all season.
long.
That's
Yeah.
an unselfish guy is what that is. I mean, he doesn't have to throw
Yeah.
touchdowns, man. I mean, I don't want to disparage Alex Smith, but that seems bizarre to me. Almost 400 yards passing, 0 touchdowns.
He never thought he'd play again.
Do you think Alex Smith is a Hall of Fame QB?
No, I think his
No.
story's Hall of Fame.
Yeah. No, I don't. If he had a championship
No.
with the 49ers and the Chiefs,
Yep.
then yes.
Maybe.
Maybe. With that
I
comeback
don't
story,
think
absolutely.
He's
But
got the years.
yeah, he just doesn't have the body of work because he took 2 years off, which is unfortunate. But, I mean, that makes
I
a
don't
Hall of
think
Fame
he's a Hall of
career.
Famer.
Do you
No.
think he is?
No.
You know, I've been debating it around in my head.
Let's look at his. I mean,
Like his,
I mean, he wasted so much time in San Francisco where they
he
didn't
did where
utilize
new
him right.
coordinator,
How many coordinators
new
did he have?
coordinator with
Like
a new head
4.
coach
he has
over and
he
over
has-
again.
He's got the
Yeah.
body. Look
I mean,
how
he's
many
just.
years.
I mean, yeah, but
15 years work. That's a long time. Okay, so he's got the years in. I forgot about that.
well, yeah, you know,
194 touchdowns to 104 picks. I mean, 34,000. It's like you're absolutely right. If he had a Super Bowl, he'd be a shoo-in.
well, he's not that old. I mean, he's still got a couple years. If
Yeah.
he can play, he's won this starting job.
And
Haskins isn't gonna.
and it's not like the NFC East is, it's still up in the air.
He could take this team to the playoffs potentially.
So
It's open.
I
The NFC
really
least.
think I like his Hall of Fame story, his comeback, like what he's been through.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up there with. I mean, Eli Manning. People will say is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's got 2 championships.
He's got
It's hard
two
to put
Super
somebody
Bowl
out there.
championships.
Yeah.
And he's got the longevity.
He's got the
got
Super
it.
Bowl
Yeah.
MVPs. Like
Yeah.
he's got those things going for him, but his
And he's-
season numbers aren't as good as.
And he
Alex
beats his
Smith.
brother eating Oreos.
Yes, so it's just one of those things where I look at it and go, Alex Smith has got that story to where I think that
Just
is
missing the rings.
He is Hall of Fame.
in Utah.
Utah Athletics Hall of Fame right
Yeah.
there.
So I don't know. I wouldn't. I'd like to see him get that.
Fucking more.
Is Eli a Hall of Fame QB? Like it's just Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No.
I don't think you can push you keep somebody out that has got 2 And he was an MVP in one of those, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think Eli is.
Yeah,
I don't question Eli getting into it. It's just I know that Alex Smith's numbers, season numbers, I believe are better than Eli Manning's season numbers. Because it's just one of those things, though. But people will always remember Eli's catches. He's always going to be the player that beat the undefeated Patriots.
Yeah.
But Alex Smith was a quarterback that came in and completely took the worst team in the NFL and turned them into the AFC West dynasty.
Yeah.
Who hasn't lost and.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
So I don't know. I think he has the opportunity and chance to be a Hall of Famer if he, when he does retire.
I mean, he's got. I think if you look at the stats, I'm not even sure Peyton's better than Eli might. He's got more championships than he does.
Now Payne's got more touchdowns, more yards, more awards, MVPs.
Yeah, more everything.
Yeah, it's all Eli has.
More spots on SNL. I mean, Peyton's a clear winner.
Oh, yeah,
Better commercials.
Yes.
It would have been a big team.
Yeah. All right, you got anything else? We'll wrap it up.
Not really.
Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week, the day before Thanksgiving, and it'll be the day before 3 Thursday night games.
Yeah.
So Merry Christmas also.
Yeah, and Merry Christmas. My fucking tree's up. Fuck you guys.
The
The holidays are awesome. And Happy New Year. Go fuck yourself. All right.
Happy Hanukkah.
Oh, yeah. Well, Steven's Jewish. Happy Hanukkah. Was Jewish. It still counts.
It's the only race you can choose.